To jump right into this video, this is going to be a discussion about the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. So to give you an overview about everything that I'm going to share with you guys in this video, because it's very intricate, and I want to kind of share my brain with you guys and let you know, like, how I do things on a daily basis. Like, I apply this not just to what I'm about to share with you guys here, but everything that I do in my life. So sharing a bit of my mindset, how I do things can, hopefully shed some light on things you can do in your own life as well. So to get it started, like, this all came about and started, like, me even coming on here and chatting with you guys about this book started because, so I recently launched my weekly newsletter. One sec. The Rich Mommies Club. And so I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, like, what's going to be in that, but basically that's what spiraled me into, let me just make a whole video talking about why I'm so excited about this book. So within my newsletter, I'm going to be sharing, like, what I'm listening to, what I'm reading and stuff like that. So I'm sitting here working on my newsletter and, sharing the audiobook of the week, which is going to be this. I literally just started listening to it, but getting into my strategy, one of the first things that I do, like, if I come across a book, like, for example, I love Pinterest, and Pinterest is always recommending, like, so many books and things like that. So if I come across a book that I'm like, oh my God, or even a YouTube video, and I'm like, I really know that this has some major gems that I need to apply to my life, like, I'm sure you might be able to relate to this. You probably have a stack of books, or maybe even just a list of books that you want to read, or that you're interested in reading, or that you've heard of, or somebody has said, oh, you really need to listen to this book. You've got to read The Science of Getting Rich. You've got to read How to Get all the books, And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is maximizing your time and finding all of the time to do the things that you want to do in your life. But, this is one of the ways that I get the information from the books that I'm interested in, and I apply it to my life before I even get a chance to read the book, or if I ever read the book. Like, I'm so obsessed with ChatGPT right now. I've been talking so much about ChatGPT, but we'll stay focused in this video and talk about how to use it. So, getting to the point. You can probably gather some, my keyboard is giving me some light. You probably could just gather or take notes, some ChatGPT prompts. I will drop them down in the description box when I hop off of here. And also I will share them in my newsletter. So if you click the link in my description box and go to my Instagram, you can see my newsletter. It's free, totally free. Your girl got a lot to say, so that's where I'm going to share that info. Where was I going with that? I'm doing so good. So I'm not going to get ADHD distracted. We're going to stay laser focused here. So I was saying my newsletter audiobook of the week is the 4-Hour Work Week. So what I do is I immediately go to ChatGPT. If you have never used ChatGPT before, never heard of it, it's free. I pay for the upgraded version because it's totally worth it. I'm getting ADHD distracted. Okay. I used to say, this is important for me to share with you guys. So I used to say, like, oh, I don't really need the upgraded version. Don't need the upgraded version, but I use it so much that I actually did find the value, and I've been paying for it ongoing for months. And if I don't have it, I use it for everything. I use it for recipes. I know this is about the book. I use it for every single thing in my life. So anyway, the 4-Hour Work Week. So the first prompt, basically ChatGPT prompt, I'll go to ChatGPT and say, give me a summary. So basically give me a summary of the book. To give you guys a little bit behind the scenes even further, I told ChatGPT that I was getting ready. Let me put my light back on. I told ChatGPT that I was getting ready to make a YouTube video and chat with you guys about it, and kind of, I definitely said that I wasn't, never mind, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to pay attention to that. So, hi, my name is B, and I've got ADHD, but focus, just work with me here. Where was I going? Okay, so, but if you're going to use it as a script, hey, ChatGPT, give me a summary of this book with the most important details and actionable steps to improve my life. Basically, there's a script that you can use. So, one sec. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically share the results of what it gave to me and really work through like my opening thoughts. So basically, the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I need a little bit more light. Hold on. Okay, so this says, the book isn't just a guide to working less. It's a roadmap to designing a life you actually want to live. Let's break down the most important ideas and actionable steps so you can start improving your life today. Let's get into it. So basically, I'm going to be just talking to you guys, reading what ChatGPT gave me, and then I'm going to share like my insight. So actionable steps and important details, it says 1, redefine your goals, the deal framework. So this is pretty cool because every single thing in this summary, I'm like, wow, I'm already applying a lot of these things. So the deal framework consists of D for definition, which is get clear on what you really want. So it says forget societal norms, define success on your own terms. E, okay, so first of all, before we go any further, if you're new here, first of all, welcome. If you are new here, welcome to the throne. And if you're coming back, welcome back, Throne fam. So if you don't know us, we were nomads from, 2020 till earlier this year. So for 4 years, we lived life as nomads. So if there's anything about forgetting societal norms, everything about me and my husband is about forgetting societal norms. But you guys, you'll get to know that. Defining success on your own terms. And I love this because there's so many themes in what's coming up here, and I'm only like a sentence in. There's so many themes that like reflect on like all of the processes and things and everything that we've been sharing here on this channel already. But yeah, just as far as like success looks so different for everybody. Like it looks so different for everybody. Like success can be owning a farm in the middle of like, I don't know, somewhere super random. Success can be having a Ritz penthouse across the street. The success could be anything. Like it really is based on what brings you, I forgot to put my phone under the start, what brings you happiness and joy and just fulfillment in your own life. So there's that. That was D, definition. E, elimination. Cut out unnecessary tasks and focus on what truly matters. Oh my goodness. This past week I have been on robo mode because first of all, my birthday just passed, and what is today? I don't know, the 23rd. My birthday was on the 12th. November is usually just like very, very transformative for me. And I wrote a little message on Threads, and I was like, I'm leaving all people pleasing here at midnight. Like I wrote that on my birthday, and I was just like, going into my 33rd year, like I look at myself as somebody that is not, I feel like I've grown out of so much just doing things for other people and people pleasing and stuff like that. But I realized like, wow, and we're going to come back to boundaries. There's a section later about boundaries, but yeah, elimination. I've eliminated all distractions from my life. Like I'm laser focused on everything that I have going on, but I'll come back to that as well. A, automation. Delegate or automate repetitive tasks to free up your time. You guys, if you follow me on Instagram, SAHMX the city, I have been talking about nothing but ChatGPT, automation, and shortcuts and how I'm literally implementing them in my life. I'm currently working on a DIY homeschool kit, which I will talk to you guys about another time. And I'm also working on my Mommy Print Efficiency Suite, which is basically my personal collection of iPhone shortcuts, all of these things. But in the meantime, I'm going to be sharing with you guys in my newsletter. So like I said, click the link down in the description box and head on over to my Instagram. It's a free newsletter. In the meantime, that's where I'm going to be sharing all these things because it's just like my brain is overloaded with all of this amazing information for making your life more efficient. So liberation, create freedom in your life by removing location and time constraints. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm literally on step 1 Y'all know us. We will hop on here and talk for hours. I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes and keep it really close and simple, but y'all just flow with me. I got so much to say. Creating freedom. We've been talking about nothing but time and financial freedom. Maybe a couple of years ago, we were account executives working remote. Just one of the many examples of, the location freedom. But the reason why I bring up that time in particular is me and my hubby are from Maryland, East Coast, and we've been back and forth between the East and West Coast for a few years now. Now on the West Coast, if you don't know. And when we were account executives, the second time, we were account executives for Yelp twice. The first and the second time, I don't even remember, I'm getting confused, but we were like extremely obsessed with the fact that we took the job on the East Coast and the schedule was 8:30 to 5:30. 8:65. Which, moving to the West Coast, which we did, put our work schedule from 5:30 to 2:30. If you guys know us, we do a lot of things. Like we do a lot of things. So what that did was intentionally bought us a lot of time. Like we were able to, first of all, oh man, there's so many things. All of this is documented on our channel. Like if you really want to see like how we've transformed and done different things, but like, what was I going to say? My purpose in saying that was just like, okay, prior to all of that, flow with me. There was a time maybe around 2021, 2022 when we were in Vegas, also on this channel. And that was another one of our East Coast to West Coast time changes. Oh, y'all, I'm about to get really deep. It's been a while since I hopped on here and talked over y'all. So East Coast to West Coast, I don't even like to say I'm a content creator because I don't really resonate with that. But as somebody that makes money online, I guess I do create content, but somebody that intentionally makes money online and posts videos on YouTube, if you do those things, you think about schedules and times that you post and all of those things. We had got ourselves so deep in a flow on the West Coast that, because I just naturally wake up. Like, honestly, right now, I cannot sleep past 4 a.m. 4 a.m., I'm completely up. I do get up before that, but like, anyway. So, what was I saying with that? Basically, it like put us ahead of the world. So I knew that if I hopped on, hey Wes, I know that if I hopped on and I made a YouTube video or I recorded something, first thing in the morning before people were even awake, I would get paid for my efforts by the middle of the day. We would be, this particular time when we were in Vegas, we would be done trading for the day off to Olive Garden, like between Olive Garden and the local pizza place. Like the bending time is so crazy. And then getting back to all of this just on liberation, I gotta speed it up. I'll talk to y'all about that stuff another time. So yeah, there's a little question here that says, ask yourself, what would your ideal day look like if money wasn't an issue? Write it down. This clarity is your foundation. This is something that I've asked you guys on this channel so many times, a million bajillion times. Like, what would you do if money was not an issue? And this is such a like vague yet deep question. Like something so simple can be so vague yet so deep. I can share that like my mindset has completely transformed so many like times and through different eras of my life. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about that some other time. All I really was going to say there was, over time in my life, my brain and my mind has been expanded to what my goals are, what luxury is, what richness is, what wealth is, just by life experience. My kid's quiet time alarm is going off. Okay. Yes, just by like experiencing things. Like at one point in my life, like my biggest goal, oh God, this is so deep. My biggest goals in life was to be a regional director in the ophthalmic field because that's what my previous career was at one point. and make over 6 figures. That was my goal, because that was really all I really knew. Like, I knew that people were rich and famous, and like literally since I was a kid, I manifested being rich and famous. And now I'm freaking, I'm not cursing on my YouTube anymore. I'm about to get this coin. But yeah, as a kid, like I manifested being rich and famous, and now I'm literally in LA and I literally wear the same black hoodie that I've been wearing for years, and I be inside. Like now I'm a super introvert. Okay, getting totally off track. Let's move on to number 2. Actionable step, apply the 80-20 rule. So it says one of the biggest game changers is the 80-20 rule. Tim says 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Look at your to-do list or your business tasks. What's really moving the needle? Eliminate or delegate the rest. Like I said, your girl is the boss, period. Like, having the experience, just in life, period, managing my own businesses in the past, like different, business endeavors, and actually managing ophthalmic offices and being an account executive. Like, I have expanded on my own personal tools and gained a lot of like organizational tools and stuff like that. And the reason I say that is because I've developed like a natural, like, I prioritize my to-do list by income producing activities, period. Like, it has to make me money. And I'm basically, okay, obviously there's more priorities in life. It depends on what it is, if it's fulfilling for your family, all of these different things. But overall, my personal tasks, I prioritize them by income producing activities. Those things need to be done first. So I kind of like where we're going with that. And also, as far as the 80-20 rule, I like this because it reminds me of how people say, like, your body or your fitness is 80% in the kitchen and 20% workout. And I feel like I've got so much wisdom in this 33 years of my life. It's so funny. I know, like, if you're on here and you're older than 33, you're probably like, girl, you ain't been through nothing. But I have really lived a life. And I'm saying because I'm just so happy and grateful for, like, all the things that I've experienced in my life. But anyway, I'm bringing that up because I know that to be very true. I'm somebody that has gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of weight, gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of weight. I know that it is like, of course, obviously you need to work out your health, and obviously it will push you closer towards your goals or whatever, your physical goals. But every time I gain and lose weight, it's always done in the kitchen. Like, I know that if it's obvious though. Like, I wish this was more obvious to more people, but when I eat crap, I'm fat. When I am eating well we're speaking facts, because I came across information that, like, it's not really the most appropriate to discuss. Like, anyway, getting distracted. My point is, like, I've literally lost 20 pounds in a month by changing my diet, but that's a whole another story. That was a long time ago too. That was actually so long ago. That was when I guess people call that caloric deficit now, when you just don't. Anyway. Okay, number 3, stop being a busy bee, adopt a low information diet. So it says, we've all been there scrolling. Ooh, I'm about to dig into y'all. This is like a really good video, bro. Where did I leave off? Okay, scrolling, reading news that doesn't matter, or drowning in emails. Tim says being busy isn't productive. Instead, he suggests a low information diet. First of all, y'all know I talk often about being a busy bee, having my hands in a lot of things, but that is personal interest. Like, work for me, everything that I do, I love, so like it doesn't feel like work. But anyway, my point in saying that is, I always say, like, I don't want to be, like, booked and busy is not goals. Like, yes, of course, if your personal business that you have designed for yourself, it is goals to be booked, and that's how you make your money, then that's goals. But me personally, I like to think about being on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, and there's only one of me. So it's not really goals to be super booked and busy. That doesn't fit in my lifestyle. More on that another time. So it says, here's how. Check email only twice a day, once at 11 a.m. and once at 4 p.m. I don't have too much to say on this part right now, only because I work inside of my email, but obviously, there's room to grow here. And I'm really excited to dig further into this part. I clearly don't have to check my email more than twice a day, but I guess I'm being too technical because like sometimes I might email something to myself, but anyway, so turn off notifications for unnecessary apps. If you know me, I am no notification queen. I cannot be reached. I do not have a phone number. Nobody can just pick up the phone and call my phone. Like, I don't have any notifications on literally except for the necessary. Like, I just don't. Hell no to social media notifications. No. Let me see. Consume content intentionally, not passively. I have a lot to say on this topic, but I'm going to keep it very simple here. Because I have a lot to say about social media, but here's what I'll like summarize it and say. I'm not really casually using social media right now because I don't want to. My mental health, my routine, my structure, everything in my life is 100% better when I'm not on social media. We have a few videos on this channel talking about that, talking about we weren't on social media, things like that. My life is so good when I'm off social media. So we're going to come back to that when it comes to boundaries. But as far as specifically this comment right here, consume content intentionally, not passively. I've got two things to say about this. So at one point I go through different seasons and it all depends on like what I'm doing and what my goals are in life. But like at one point I wasn't following any celebs, like no celebrities, no anything trendy, being hip and aware of what's going on in the world, like the lit world. I had nothing. I just didn't. But then, we talk a lot about ego death on this channel too. And I'm not going to spiral off there, but my point is ego death. I don't give a damn about anything that celebrities or anything anybody has going on. When we moved to LA, this is so funny, but this is real life. Like if you're somebody that doesn't live in LA and you're watching this and you dream of being in LA or anything, these are things you might think about. I don't know. I'm just being honest. I was like, I'm not trying to be in LA and not be following people. And then I run into them or something, I network with somebody and then it's like, bitch, you're not even me. But I really don't care. Okay, so getting back to what I'm saying about the consuming the content intentionally. On the flip side, like I said, I'm not really using social media that much right this moment, but because right now I am using it to share what I have going on YouTube, my newsletter, etc. While I am on there, okay, now I have two things to say about this. I don't think it is worth my time to go through and clean up my timeline like it has been at one point, because I'm not going to be spending that much time scrolling through it. But what I will say to somebody that might want to just clean up their timeline, clean up their eye gate, is just, if you must scroll, as you're scrolling, literally, if it doesn't serve you, hit unfollow. That's all I gotta say. So moving on to the next one. Number 4, outsource and automate. This is so powerful for me right now. If you guys, there's a video on this channel about the book, The Game of Life, and how to play it. And I did a video just like this. And I just love how life just presents different seasons. Anyway, I got so excited when I came across that book. I stumbled across that book. And it just changed my whole life. And I don't necessarily feel like this book is changing my whole life. But I do feel that it is really, really in alignment with where I am right now. Because everything that I'm focused on in my 24/7 hours of my life is outsourcing and automating. And I have been talking for years about, particularly moms. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a homeschool mom. And I talk a lot to moms about outsourcing and, generating income so that we can set further goals to outsource. cooking, cleaning, nanny, etc. I've been talking about that for a long time. Okay, so it says, you can't do it all and you shouldn't try to. Tim emphasizes, did I read this already? Emphasize outsourcing repetitive tasks, even personal ones, to virtual assistants. Example tasks to outsource: managing your calendar, responding to basic emails, and research tasks. Now, let me click over to this other tab where I actually have the book, because one thing about books is sometimes they are really, truly dated. And I'm not going to spend too much time here. I have no idea when this book came out. But as I did start listening to it earlier, he was talking about it being a newest version, and what he added to it to make it better and stuff like that. Basically, what I'm saying is, you got to take the meat and leave the bones. It's 2024. It's AI. It's ChatGPT. Like, it's a totally different way of the world. So, to me, like, tasks to outsource, and again, this is a ChatGPT summary. So I'm not sure if this is ChatGPT, and also if you're new to ChatGPT, there's so many things to learn about it. What can I say here without completely flipping the video? You will learn that ChatGPT does not always give accurate information, and sometimes, like, it has to be fact checked. But I'll move on from that before I get too far off. My point in saying that is, I don't need somebody to manage my calendar. Email, I don't need anybody to respond to emails. Research tasks, ChatGPT can do that. So, yeah, but it says you can use platforms like Fiverr or Upwork to get started. Even for personal tasks, consider tools like Instacart for grocery delivery. This frees you up to focus on high value activities. So, this is really exciting because we have several master classes that are like off out into the abyss. They're still available, but because, like I just said, information can be dated and things like that, all of our old master classes, we've literally discounted them down to $1. Like, if you come across it or you find it, like, it's amazing, severely valuable information, and how we've made every dollar that we've ever made online. My point in saying that is, in those master classes, I mentioned hiring and outsourcing to Fiverr, and Upwork and stuff like that. Like, there are so many things you can outsource on Fiverr. Like, to keep it a stack with y'all, I shared on my Instagram, I was looking for, y'all have been here with me, like, your girl need a personal assistant, like, but I'm still, I'm just gonna let divine flow with that, because I'm just going to let divine flow. But with that being said, some of the many tasks that can be outsourced on Fiverr are some of the things that I personally would outsource. Like, what is that called? One of my major tasks that I really needed help with was just formatting. But something that I'm going to get into with you guys here, I guess this would be the section to do so. When it comes to outsourcing and automating, I use ChatGPT for this too. So, actually, here's something that you can do. You can go to ChatGPT and you can say, I need an assistant. Like, you could have ChatGPT write a job description for your personal assistant, which I actually have and have done, etc. But yeah, so have ChatGPT write out the job description, and sometimes doing something like that can help you brainstorm. Like, that's one of the major things that you can use ChatGPT for, to brainstorm. And it's like having a conversation with a real person, basically like one of your assistants, to help you get your ideas out. So say, like, they give you a job description, and I still have so many more points to touch. I'm going to wrap up on this too. But what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, so they're going to give you a job description. You might be like, oh, I actually need them to do blah, 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 or I don't need them to do that, and just refine it further. What I recommend doing with that is, obviously, find yourself a personal assistant, / then take that job listing and ask ChatGPT, like, how can I implement these things into how can I act as my own personal assistant, or how can I outsource these things? Like, find me somebody on Fiverr to do it. Like, I was joking with my hubby yesterday. I was like, I don't know, I don't do that. Find somebody, find somebody else to do it. I was like telling ChatGPT, like, find somebody on Fiverr to do it for me because I just cannot. So anyway, moving on. So I had a lot to say about that too. 5, create passive income. The goal is to create income that doesn't require you to trade time for money. This is good because this is exactly what I was talking about as far as the cash flow quadrant. We've been talking to y'all about the cash flow quadrant since 2020. No, actually, prior to 2020, my sincere apologies, honestly, since 2017, 2018, literally since we got married. So Tim talks about creating muses or small businesses that generate income passively. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is so crazy because I love humanity. Like, I just love human beings' brains. The fact that other humans can think the way that I do. I should have turned my notifications off. Pocket Option has sent like 99 different signals to my phone since you've been on here. If you want Pocket Option signals, click the link down in my description box. They're free. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is so huge for me because I've got a million different ideas. Like I told y'all, I'm working on a homeschool kit. I'm working on an efficiency kit. I'm working on a newsletter. I'm working on like a million different things. I also have a tarot subscription. Lots of things, okay? So I like that this says creating muses or small businesses that generate income passively. You literally can, that's why my master classes were called Money Out of Thin Air. You literally can create money out of thin air. I have sold crystals. I have sold literally everything. I've sold the potions, products, potions, lotions, everything you can think of. I have sold everything. And they all are usually passion projects. So anyway, it says actionable steps to create a muse. 1, find a niche. Is it niche or niche? Do you say niche or niche for real? Anyway, I think it's a niche, but I say niche. That's kind of like one of those words like pho. It is pho, but sometimes you might catch me saying pho. Find a niche or a problem you can solve. This is not what this video is for, but I'm going to throw this in here. Use ChatGPT for it. If you have no idea where to start, go to ChatGPT and say, hey, you can copy these words and say, help me find a niche or a problem that I can solve. And then it might say, well, what do you know? What do you know how to do? And then talk back and forth with it. Get you some money. But anyway, 2, test a product idea online using platforms like Etsy, Gumroad, or Amazon. Oh my God, this is so good. First of all, this is one of those things where ChatGPT has a memory. So like everything that I talk to it about, like it knows me very well. It knows me, my business, my family. It knows a lot of things about me, which you can edit, by the way. Not trying to spiral off, but if you're somebody that's very like hesitant about using AI because you think that robots are going to take over the world, it ain't there yet, boo. It ain't nowhere near that. So use ChatGPT to get you some points. The reason I bring up that it can copy you is because it knows that I have an Etsy, it knows that I have a Gumroad, and it knows that I'm an Amazon affiliate. So I feel like it is kind of regurgitating. I know that it's regurgitating information. Anyway, that's fine because, you know what? I don't have my Gumroad link anywhere, but I will drop that for y'all because Gumroad also, I love affiliates and I talk to you a lot about affiliates. I have a million to share with you guys, but I personally only use affiliates of products that I actually use, and I've been using Gumroad for years, and they do have an affiliate program. You can earn money for putting on other creators as well. Now, this is about, okay, automate the process. Use drop shipping, digital products, or online courses. Again, we've been sharing how to make digital products for years. Online courses. A lot of you guys know about our binary options masterclass, but yeah, so do that. 6, embrace mini retirements. Instead of waiting until you're 65 to enjoy life, Tim suggests taking mini retirements throughout your life. How to start: work remotely or create systems that let you travel while you're working. Like I told y'all, we actually did remote work and did it like across the country, like on East and West Coast. And also prior to that, like as nomads, we were doing stuff. So that's really cool to just like kind of have that confirmation and just to see like, when you're looking for the game, you're looking for, all right, what are the gems? What can I do to level up? What can I do? And it's really cool to see that like a lot of the things that are suggested are like already implemented in my life and hopefully into your life as well. And if not, you know, you can totally implement them. Set specific saving goals for 1 to 3 month trips. I don't really have too much to say in that regard. Personally, as a nomad, like, and a severe introvert, I really like, I'm in my era where I really, really like to be in the house. Like, I've been outside. Your girl been outside. So I'm ready to be inside, minding my business. But I do miss the stinky stench of cigarette-filled air in Vegas, and we are planning to go visit Vegas just for old time's sake. Anyway, explore slow travel to enjoy experiences fully without rushing. All I can say about that is, I don't know what the heck people think they're going to get done. There is actually a lot that you can't get done. There's a lot that you could get done in a weekend trip, so let me not say that. But, actually being an adult and experiencing like traveling and doing things like that, if you have the ability to, a week vacation sounds good. Anyway, 7, actionable mindset shifts. Lastly, Tim talks about breaking free from fear and societal expectations. Here are a few mindset shifts. Focus on the work. So now this is interesting and spirals me off into something else. Like I even said earlier in this video, take the meat and leave the bones, meaning sometimes people can seek personal development, books, audios, etc. And like I also mentioned earlier, that sometimes it can just be older information, maybe not accurate information. Also, I'm spiraling everywhere. You have to make sure that it's in alignment with your belief systems. Here's an example of this. And I don't even off the top remember exactly what it is. The book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And oh my God, I'm deep in several spirals. I don't even remember where this tip came from, that like you don't have to read books beginning to end, that you can look at the table of contents and see what jumps out to you and kind of like read what grabs your attention, taking what you need, leaving it. Let's reverse out the spiral. Where was I going with that? Books. Making sure you resonate with it. This also applies when it comes to affirmations. I've talked a lot about affirmations. It is so important. If you're going to listen, because I share a lot of affirmations, because I use a lot of them. I'm currently obsessed with cutie apps on YouTube right now. Cutie apps. So freaking cute. The cutest affirmations ever. It's like music. But anyway, I was saying that you have to make sure that you resonate with them. Here's an example. Say you are manifesting your divine polyamorous love life, you know. So for example, like cutie apps, they have affirmations like, it's funny because I actually have it stuck in my head. There's one that's like, does attract the woman you desire or something. And it's like, hey honey, you need something? What you need, mama? Making a video. What you need, mommy? Okay. Soda, if it's open, sure. If not, I'll open it for you when I'm done. Okay, go ahead before I forget. I was on a roll, and I'm still on a roll. Okay, so I was saying, say you are more signals, say you're manifesting your divine perfect life. So, the affirmations, it's like, okay, you can drink it. The affirmations like I was going to sing them, but I couldn't even think of the tone. But it's like, she thinks I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, and she only wants me and nobody else. And the example is, if you're manifesting a polyamorous triad, for example, you don't want to listen to something saying she only wants me. She only wants me. Like, that's not, yes, sure, you might be manifesting a girlfriend, but you might, like, you're not, that's not in alignment with polyamory, but totally off track. Maybe I'm just talking to you guys about my personal life. Okay, now let's get serious. We're wrapping it up here. So the reason I brought that up is because it's saying, what's the absolute worst thing that could happen if you take a risk? Usually it's not as bad as you think. I personally, from a coaching, mentor, teaching, human to human teaching standpoint, I'm not going to teach somebody to think about the worst case scenario. That's not what I do. I'm going to assume the best, but that's my personal belief systems and what that's my personal belief systems. Thinking about what's the worst that can happen, but that's also me being extremely literal. Not being so literal, focusing on the worst case, what's the worst that can happen if you take a risk. I can tell you, I have really experienced it. Me and my hubby are living proof of what happens when you chase your dreams. Go after your dreams. You want to move to LA? Go after your dreams. Do it. And the worst that can happen, the worst that can happen, you can be homeless, but then you won't be, just design your life, design your perfect life. And I do basically, I like that it says it's not as bad as you think. I don't like that part, being honest, but stop deferring happiness. Don't wait to live your dream life. Start now with small steps. Here's something else that you can use ChatGPT for, just to keep this super action based that you guys can do. I wasn't going to go here. I'll share something that I did recently. I'm currently obsessed with the iPhone journal app. I am somebody that did not know how to journal. I don't really like to refer to myself as a writer. I'm not really a writer. Poetry is beautiful and I love it and I love open mic, but I'm not a poet. But there's actually more stuff in this talking about hobbies and interests. I'm going to circle back around to that. But my reason for saying that is, one sec. Where was I going with that? Stop deferring your happiness. Don't wait to live your dream life. Oh, I was saying where was I going with that? Do something. Well, all I really was going to say as far as don't defer your dream life is oh no, I was getting deep into using ChatGPT. I was saying that I like the journal app. I was saying I'm not really a writer. So I was saying I personally, I'm not a poet. I don't really know at this time how to put those thoughts and words together. It's something I'm interested in. Yeah, sure, of course. And I'm capable of learning and doing that as a hobby. I've got a million hobbies right now. So I revisit that. I'm saying I never really outside of when I was younger. When I was younger, definitely diaries, loved writing, but as an adult, it just wasn't my thing. I didn't know where to start. I knew people had journal prompts and I don't know. I just really couldn't get into it. But now I've fallen in love with journaling. I love digital. I'm a not digital planner. I don't really go that intricate, but I like to have all of my to-do lists, notes, etc. Virtual. So I'm loving having my journal virtual. I do a picture journal, stuff like that. But my point in saying that is, so ChatGPT, this is going to be a long video, but if you're watching this and you gather this information, it's worth it and it can change your life. So remember earlier in this video when I was saying that I came across The Game of Life and how to play it and I fell in love with it. I meditated on that book for a very long time. There's a phrase that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that's what I'm saying happened with that book. Me, the student, I was ready for the information in that book. That book now, to me, my consciousness level is I have surpassed that information so crazy. It was the best gem ever when I came across it. Now it's my basic understanding, and it's to be honest, it's it references the Bible and it references religious stuff like that. That book had a lot to do with my own personal spiritual religious journey, but that's a whole nother conversation. I don't listen to that book anymore, honestly, because I just don't resonate with the Bible. That's just, Lord, I was not trying to get into this conversation here on this book about the 4-hour work week, but spirituality and everything really goes into everything. My point. I came across that book and it further led me into Neville Goddard. I came across Neville Goddard so many times and me, the student, I wasn't ready. So he kept appearing, but I wasn't ready. So finally one day, like I clicked on a Neville Goddard video, fell in love the same way that I did with the game Life and how to play it. And the way life is so beautiful and in alignment. To keep it simple, at that time, y'all may have been watching, but at this point in our life, this was like a couple years ago, we had came to LA before to link with my mentor at that time. And me and her actually had a conversation and she was like, Neville Goddard is my baby daddy. But anyway, being funny, saying she loves him. Just the alignment, the spiritual alignment, the religious alignment, that's really way, way, way too deep for this video. So I'm going to bring it back. The reason I'm bringing up Neville Goddard, and I'll go to my notes and tell you exactly what book it is. So stay put with me. And what I'll do here in this video is I'm just going to share what I have in the meantime. For example, my iPhone notes, because this is part of organization and efficiency and stuff like that, my iPhone notes are pretty organized to the point where, what note was I looking for? Book summaries. Okay. I have a note called I have a note called Personal Development. And so here's the funny part. And actually, I don't know why I didn't put the link to the particular video to reference. Sometimes what people do, a lot of times I find that people do it with Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn. Just flow with me, y'all. Get these gems. They will mash up their speeches and their information just into a long video. And sometimes you don't really know what book it came from. And they might have like a collection of books. Like, for example, Florence Scovel Shinn, believe it or not, she only has a handful of books. And when I say I'm just so impressed and in love with humanity, it's just because, oh God, it's just a human being. This is about to spiral crazy, but it's worth it. I'm amazed by the fact that a human being existed whenever they existed on this planet, and they were able to impact ongoing generations of generations because they spoke. They one day opened their mouth and spoke, whether it was at an event, a person, and somebody took that information and carried it on. Where am I going with this? My point in saying that was basically, the reason I said I was about to spiral off hella crazy, this is just for your own personal entertainment. So I went to the witchy store the other day and I got some crystals, sage, candles, and stuff like that. And I got hold on one second. This is just honestly, you're witnessing ADHD in real life. So just give me one quick second to collect my thoughts. I was talking about the candle. That particular thought I may have lost, and nope, I know where it was going. I did go to the witchy store basically that same day, but I also did an Instacart order from Food for Less. And I got a witchy candle from there. And somehow or another, I was looking on Instacart and the candles, they're called St. Jude candles or something, and the candles have different saints and stuff like that. This is another spiral, but I absolutely will not take you guys down on that spiral today. I was looking at the different saints and stuff that they have on the witchy candles, and one of them, I don't remember his name, but I was like looking it up. All right, forget it. I will go down there. It was I'm basically like, when it comes to religion, you can choose what deity or whatever you resonate with and stuff like that. And I'm saying because these candles have so many different, not just Catholic, but Catholic saints and stuff like that. And I came across one and I came across two. Oh my gosh, I'm really telling myself how bad I have ADHD. I looked, and I'm going to stop saying that, but I'm really, I know the people that can resonate. Oh, it's just like the good old days, talking to my phone, guys. What was I saying? I was saying, well, anyway, I looked up one of the saints and it was somebody random. And then that Google search, you know how like it'll say people also search for blah, blah, blah. It led me into a 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old saint. And I love learning and I love education and researching and stuff like that. So like, I was like, wow, what made these people deem this boy a saint at the age of 12? And now his picture is sold on a witchy candle. All right, y'all. Anyway, I just got so off track, but let me bring it back to Neville Goddard. So in my notes, I have Manifestation Blueprint, Step-by-Step Guide to Neville Goddard's Teachings. This is from a YouTube video that I don't even remember which one it was. I stumbled across it again, and it was so good. This was the other day, and I'm about to use this information to tell you how to get your manifestation stuff going on in ChatGPT. So I'm going to pause right here because this is an entire other video. So I'm going to do that one next. I'm not going to put all this in this video. Y'all are going to be like, this girl. So to wrap up and get back to what I was saying about the 4-hour work week, actionable mindset shifts. Okay, do something uncomfortable weekly. This builds resilience I will come back to that because I think it said something about it later. ChatGPT prompt number 2. Excuse me, when it comes to summarizing books. So it gave me like this quick summary or whatever, and I was like, I said, I love this. Also give me any step-by-step tips provided in the book and add to this. ChatGPT tips, sometimes I'll copy and paste what it just gave me and give it back to itself and say add blah, 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 because if you just go back and forth, it'll keep giving you new copies and you'll be so annoyed because it probably will leave something out. So another quick little gem, if you're using ChatGPT, say to develop some type of script or document or something like that, I use Google Workspace for this, but use whatever you want to use and copy and paste, put that note somewhere. Do it organized, but drop that note somewhere so that you don't lose all your information. To be really honest, I actually started working on a book and like, I just wasn't doing it in an organized fashion. So please learn from me. Like, I don't know where the hell that book is. But anyway, I have clearly gotten more organized since then. So I told it to add to it. So let me scroll down and see what else it gave me. Okay. Oh yeah, see, something else that it said about the comfort challenges. It says, try this comfort challenge. Ask for a discount on something even if you think you won't get it. To me, that's not really a challenge because I don't give a fuck. Period. But anyway, walk up to a stranger and start a conversation. But this is where it is a comfort challenge. Because the reason number 1 is a challenge, that I've been talking to you guys a lot about this, like a lot of the reason why I'm like so much of an introvert now and just like really don't want to be bothered is because it's taken me a very long time to get used to living in LA. Like the people in LA are actually really, really freaking rude. So I bring that up because this would be a quote unquote challenge. I mean, not really. I'm not typically a shy person. Like I'm an introverted extrovert, to put it simple. Like, you know, I got the gift of gab. I can sell shampoo to a bald man. My husband is bald, by the way. And, you know, I have no problem walking up to anybody and start a conversation. I'm a networker. Like, I used to do network marketing. Like, but anyway, it depends on what's a challenge to you. Practice saying no to small requests to protect your time and energy. No. And here's something that I am trying to be intentional with. I'm one of those people, like, you know, when talking to people that I care about, like my hubby and stuff like that, we overly say, oh my God, sorry. And we're trying to get out the habit of that. But in my general life with people that I'm not love and caring about and stuff like that, no, we're not doing that. So let me scroll down some more because this is giving me the closing tips. So I said, any other important details or action steps that I should discuss? So it says, number 8, the art of setting boundaries. I am in my utmost prime when it comes to boundaries. I've never had as many boundaries in my life as I have now. So it says, Tim talks a lot about the importance of setting boundaries to protect your time. One key strategy is using selective ignorance, choosing not to engage with things that don't serve your goals. How to set boundaries. 1, use autoresponders for emails. Let people know when you'll reply and direct them to FAQs or solution for common questions. This is actually really, 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 really good because the stuff that I'm reading right here, I'm reading this with you guys. Like, I just cut the camera on and I'm going to go through this with y'all. Like I said, this book is just completely in alignment with a lot of the things that I already have implemented in my life. Something that I learned very, 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 very quickly is, first of all, everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody cannot like you, period. Like, you can't please everybody. Everybody's not going to be happy with you. And I learned that. When it comes to being a person that is on the internet, for example, like on multiple different platforms, like, boundaries have to be set. So, for example, like, I love how it says use autoresponders for emails. I have a very specific system that I'm not going to get into, but point blank, people can't talk to me directly unless, like, there's a lane to do so. But yeah, like you can't reply to my particular emails. Like, I've got a very specific system, and I do that for my peace and my wellness. Say no more often. Politely decline anything that doesn't align with your priorities. We just talked about that. Set work hours. Even if you work for yourself, set specific hours for focused work and protect that time. When it comes to setting work hours, that is something that I'm interested in actually, like, listening and reading the book and getting more into, because like I said, work doesn't feel like work for me because I love everything that I do, everything that I'm doing. I am up from 4 a.m. until I fall asleep, probably until, I don't know, on average, 10-ish. So I sleep for like 5-6 hours. And my point in saying that is I'm excited about this book. And the reason I was excited about this book, and actually ChatGPT recommended this book for me for these reasons. Now that I'm thinking about it, that actually makes sense why it was recommended to me. I'm like, oh my God, it's so in alignment with my life. But ChatGPT knows everything about me, so that's why it makes sense. But anyway, I'm excited about, even though I love everything that I do, the hours that I am awake, I am constantly doing something. So I'm excited about turning it into a 4-hour work week. Focus on outputs, not inputs. Most people focus on working harder or longer. We just talked about that. But Tim says the key is focusing on outputs. In other words, what results are you producing? Definitely can resonate with that. I've been producing a lot, so that's cool. If you look at our channel, you'll see we've dropped like 10 videos in the last couple of days. So use the question, if this is good. If this is the only thing I accomplished today, will I be satisfied? Make this your focus daily. That's really good. And in another video, I will talk to you guys about how I'm going to use the focus shortcut or use some shortcuts to whatever. Talk to y'all about that some other time. Test small, scale big. Oh, we talked about this and then I spiraled off from it. So I'm glad that it came back up. I was talking about how like I've sold everything and like how I've launched so many different things. And this spiraled me into money out of thin air. Well, I love this because this is what money out of thin air is. They're talking about how to test an idea. I'm going to launch it and run it and I'll let it pay me whenever like I need it to. Like, for example, the way it says test, I look at that like how I look at pop-up businesses. Pop-up businesses or pop-up links, link in bio. So I talked to you guys a lot about Shorby. If you click the link in my bio, in the description box, my actual link is a Shorby. I talked to you guys about how they're paying out $10,000 a month to share that, but we're getting way off. Why did I just bring up Shorby? I brought up Shorby to use, 1, for your real business, but 2, as a pop-up business. So, for example, you can make several different website pages. I haven't built a website since 2018. Probably, since 2018. I used to use Wix. And I just don't. I understand that some businesses require more intricate, detailed websites, I guess. I literally use Shorby for everything. And the reason I'm bringing it up again is because I'm saying right now I have several different Shorby links. But like, for example, like pop-up businesses, they're pop-up businesses, they exist and I use them when I want. So like I've got a whole page talking about what I offer for tarot and this and that and stuff like that. So I like how they're saying like testing, but you might as well just make money with it. Like I was saying, I told you guys I have an Etsy, like it's on vacation right now. Like you just do what you want to do when you want to do it. Moving on, the 2-minute rule for productivity. Tim suggests a 2-minute rule. If a task takes longer than 2 minutes, do it immediately rather than adding it to your to-do list. I naturally do stuff like that. I naturally do. Even though, and make sure you subscribe to my newsletter because I'm going to be sharing, that's in the description box. I'm going to be sharing how I set up all my reminders and stuff, but I have it set up that I can click and hold my home button, and text, what's her name? Siri. Text Siri. I can still talk to her. Let me not say her name before she takes me off my video. Okay, geo-arbitrage, live better for less. One of the coolest concepts in the book is geo-arbitrage, which means living in a place where your money goes farther. Oh my God, I got so much to say about this. I'm gonna wrap it up simple. Tim gives examples of working remotely from countries like Thailand and Argentina, where the cost of living is much lower than the US. How to get started. Research destinations with a low cost of living and good internet access. Start with a short trip while working remotely to test the lifestyle. Look into visas or programs for digital nomads. Not talking internationally, I've already heard about this. I've heard how cheap Thailand is and stuff like that. Definitely am interested in going abroad. People ask me all the time, are we interested in going abroad? Absolutely, yes, just not right now. But what I can say about this geo arbitrage is this is something that we talked about on our YouTube several times about how not only did we bend time by relocating, but also minimize our expenses to maximize our income. For example, we've done it several times. One of the times was when we were nomads and we were hotel living, which is so many people were like, isn't that expensive? Isn't that expensive? Whole nother conversation. But we found so many different ways to make it cost effective and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is I vividly remember. So for example, when we were in Maryland and we were getting ready to relocate to Arizona, when we were doing hotels, we would literally just like search like, okay, within our chains, Marriott, Hilton, who has the best deal within a certain radius, etc. So I vividly remember paying $888 a week at, what hotel was that? You okay? At some hotel in Virginia before we went to Arizona. So basically I'm saying like, for example, like many different times, like even just when we were staying, bouncing back and forth between LA and Vegas, like sometimes LA would be cheaper randomly and sometimes Vegas would be cheaper. Like it just, did I say that right? I don't know. Basically I'm saying like we would go to Vegas and it would be cheaper. That's also how we ended up going to Arizona because we literally looked at the entire US and was like, where is it going to be the cheapest? We also had an opportunity on the way to LA to just stop in Texas. Whole nother story. But you could think very large with that concept, or you also can think same way, like how can I implement this into my life right now? For example, my husband is a leasing consultant. And, you know, you may be somebody that has a job that allows you to travel and just get really creative. Like it doesn't always have to be like completely 100% rich, financially free, and I can do whatever I want. And that's the only time you're going to be able to implement that. For example, the company he works for, they've got positions in England. Like I think he said England. So think about, think the big picture abroad, but also think, how can I do this right now? What I can say when it comes to fear related, as it speaks to this book, is I highly recommend releasing any fear from leaving your hometown. I'm literally somebody that was like, I'll never move away from my hometown. I'll never move away from my family and stuff like that. And it was so necessary for my entire life. So Just expand your horizons. The next thing is actually about fear. Let me skim over this and see what it says. But y'all, I've been rapping and I've been talking your heads off, so I'm going to wrap it up soon. I hope you guys got some value though. The fear setting exercise. Write down your worst case scenario. We talked about that. List what you can do to prevent or fix those scenarios. Identify the potential benefits of taking action despite fears. I'm going to skip over that. I don't really have anything to say about that. Create a not to-do list. I do have something brief to say about this. Tim suggests creating a not to-do list, which is just as important as to-do list. The list contains habits or activities that waste time or energy. Avoiding emails first thing in the morning, not answering unplanned calls, saying no to tasks that aren't aligned with your goals. The way that I can just speak on these particular topics, because like how I was saying, like it might not, like they're talking like business, like they keep talking emails. Like I use email a lot, but that's not like the main focus or whatever. So like if we're talking about listing habits that you shouldn't do, like my life is significantly better when I don't wake up and get on Instagram first thing in the morning. Like that's the way that you can implement that. Not answering unplanned calls. Like I told y'all, like nobody is going to call my phones. And that's something that I implemented a very long time ago before, like back in the day when people actually could call me. You cannot just call me and think I'm about to just answer. So if you're going to be mad because I didn't answer or call you right back or text you right back, you're just going to have to be mad. I don't really know what to say because boundaries. Okay. Build a system for constant improvement. Tim emphasizes that you should always refine your systems to make them better, whether it's automating a process further or outsourcing more tasks. Continuous improvement is key. Set aside time monthly to review what's working and what isn't. Ask yourself, what can I optimize or delegate further? 2 things to say about this. Asking your, set what's working and what isn't. I don't know what book, personal development or whatever my hubby got that from, but he taught me that a very long time ago. Review what works and what doesn't work. And it's on my to-do list to set up a shortcut on my phone for the end of the day to prompt me to ask what works, what doesn't work. I'm not really sure if I'm going to integrate it to go to my journal. I probably will have it to go to my journal, but again, I'm not really sure. So just like some of my other shortcuts and stuff like that, like I'm sharing them in my newsletter, but like the reason I decided to do a newsletter is so that I can like talk just like this. Like I don't have to overload you guys with so many different like YouTube videos talking in detail about it. I can kind of just give you a little snippet about what I've been working on, what shortcuts I've been improving over the past week and stuff like that. And you can start using them in your life versus waiting for me to like create this whole thorough project. What can I optimize or delegate further? Okay. Set income and lifestyle goals. Tim, definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because you do not want to miss when I come back on and I dig deep into how I use GPT for manifestation in regards to this is honestly probably the most that I've talked in a very long time. Homebody vibes. What was I saying? Yeah, you don't want to miss that. That's going to be good. But anyway, batch your tasks. Tim is a huge fan of batching tasks, grouping similar activities together to save time. How to batch effectively. Group all your errands into one trip. Set specific times for emails and phone calls. Create content in bulk, like filming multiple videos in one session. Something I want to throw in there, I've been meaning to look into Pomodoro. I'm pretty clear on what it is. I think it's like and I want to research further, like where it came from, but I think it's like you work. Are you okay? Okay. You work on something productively for like 20 minutes, take a 5-minute break and do it like 5 times. I briefly looked into it, but I haven't started implementing anything like that. I'm not sure if that's going to work for me. But anyway, master the 4-hour workweek tools. Tim provides a toolkit of apps and resources for implementing the 4-hour workweek. Some of my favorites include Rescue Time. I'm reading this, by the way. These are not my favorites. Rescue Time. Track how you spend your time online. I'm going to look into that to see what he's recommending, but the iPhone, and this is what I'm saying, like people's brains were thinking about these things, and it's like technology and life caught up and already surpassed it. Like, for example, your iPhone, if this is what it's for, your iPhone tracks your time online and on your phone, and yeah. Google Calendar for time blocking and batching tasks. I actually do time blocking. a kind of like a loose version of time blocking, because as much as I want things to be like very orderly, things kind of flow. We unschool, so things really, really flow. Virtual assistants use tools like Fancy Hands or TaskRabbit for outsourcing. Totally going to do that. So, closing tips. It says the 4-hour work week is more than just working less. It's about living better. By eliminating distractions, automating tasks, and focusing on what truly matters, you can create a life you love. And that's all I'm focused on right now. Just like I'm sharing with you guys in a newsletter, I am focused on nothing but everything that just makes my life better and takes me to the next level. I'm focused on my meditations, my affirmations, my hypnosis, yoga. I'm hula hooping. Like, you know, we've got a hot tub in our community. Like, there's just so many things that I'm doing, just focused on living my best life right now. Just really focused on life fulfillment. So, wow. With that being said, I've been on here for 70 minutes. I knew that I had to get on and just like talk about these things, because I was like, wow, this is really good. So where we go from here, the book is 12 hours. It's a 12-hour audio. So that's going to be my book for the week, or however long. I'll probably be done with it today or tomorrow. And yeah, I'll probably make like an update video and share with you guys like after I actually listened to it myself and kind of picked it apart and looked into like what made sense with this. I'll update you guys and see if there's anything else that I learned any further. But anywho, as I wrap this up, again, thank you guys for being here. If you feel my vibe and you like hanging out with me, definitely hit the subscribe button. That's my love language. Hit the heart. I don't see any of those things, but I'm sure you can see it. Find it, hit the heart. Make sure you click the links in the description box. Couple of things I want to share with you guys. You can follow me on Instagram. Let's connect on Instagram. By connect, I mean let's connect. I mean, follow me. If I feel your vibe, I might follow you back. If I'm on there, you have to resonate with my timeline. That's all I'm saying. So your vibe gotta be correct to come on my island. Is just really what I'm saying, is based on what I share with you guys as far as my personal island. And when I say connect with me on there, I mean connect with me, like click the link in the bio and join my exclusive community. Like, don't DM me, because I'm not going to answer. But if you, if you hop in my private group, it's free. You can hop in the group and we can talk some leveled up things. Those are my boundaries. So, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.